Hey everybody, I know this is kind of a weird angle, but I gotta charge my phone and whatever. So let's talk about Sag while I'm in the mood. And Jupiter. Sag is ruled by Jupiter, and this is the hour of Jupiter right now. So we got like 20 minutes left in Jupiter. And since I'm an anal Virgo moon and Virgo stellium, I don't want to show y'all my underneath my chin so much. Since I'm a Virgo moon and stellium, I'm anal and wanted to hurry up and be able to do this under the energy of Jupiter. So anyway, let's talk about Sagittarius in a relationship. This is fun. First of all, I love Sagittarius, if you don't know already. Like, I say that like in every video. All right, I'm not going to fiddle with it too much. So, well, you Virgos out there, I know the angle is probably killing you, but nevertheless. All right, so Sagittarius in a relationship. So what can we say about Sagittarius when they're in a relationship? Let's talk about Sagittarius females first. Sagittarius females, what do you get when you're dating a Sagittarius female? Well, I feel like, not even feel, what my observation has been with Sagittarius females is that they're a little more, way more serious than I think most, well, I'm not going to say most signs, but they're very serious when they first get in a relationship. You don't necessarily, or like when they're dealing with a person, they take it seriously. They're not really like chill and playful and fun so much. Maybe some, but then again, we're not talking about, if you study astrology, you know that you're not just your sun sign. However, your sun sign is your ego. It is your personality. It is, it's like your first date. It's what you put on when you put on your best clothes, and you know, just your finest. That's like the first date. The sun sign. So the sun is how we're expressing ourselves, and so I kind of feel like maybe we could even say. I feel like I skipped a thought, but I feel like we can even say that. With the Sagittarius, they're definitely dealing with their moon. They're on the inside, and most of us are, but they're dealing with their moon, or these female Sagittarius, they're just sort of like, how can I say, pulled back. Because like, I feel like they're just kind of like operating in a sense of, can I even deal with this person? Are they even worth my time? Because Sagittarius doesn't waste any time. Sagittarius females, they don't waste any time at all. They're like this. If they're going to rock with you, they're going to rock with you. They're going to be loyal to you. You don't have to worry about that. But I think that part of the challenge of dating a Sagittarius female would be that they will leave you in a heartbeat. They don't really have time for games. I'm sure you have, you know, depending on what that moon and that Venus and the aspects to you know, in your chart, you more than likely are going to get a Sagittarius female who is she's weighing out whether or not to take you seriously. And the second that you start acting funny style, she's done. She's the one that she can set your car on fire and then make you dinner later on that day. But she's more likely to set your car on fire and wait for you to forget about it and call you in 6 months. And then she may not even call you in 6 months. My whole point here is that the Sagittarius can cut you off really quickly, Sagittarius female, and turn their backs on the whole shit like they never met you. The brighter side to Sagittarius female is when you have the Sagittarius female, they are a very creative, helpful partner. They're very playful in their approach and the way that they assist you. I want to say that they know how to carry out the will of man. And that goes back to them being the centaur. I feel like both the male and female have this quality. However, you'll see it more within the females. I feel like for some reason the females just seem a little bit more grounded to me. We all know, and if you don't know, Sagittarius, they like to drink. And I'm just thinking in my mind, like, I don't know that one drinks more than the other, male or female. Just be mindful of that. So if you are dating a Sagittarius and you go on a date, you know, just try not, if you see, like, it just, you might even want to mention, like, okay, I have a 2-drink maximum when I go out, just randomly in conversation, because, you know, you just don't want to have to clean up that mess. And Sagittarius, you don't want to embarrass yourself on a date. So 2-drink max. What's the other? All right, so we do know, and if you don't know, Sagittarius is a fire sign. That is the element. So, very quick-witted. They're friends. So don't be surprised, whether they're male or female. Don't be surprised if they're very honest about how they say things to you, and it might even come off as a little bit like choppy or like they can't be bothered, but that's a fire sign thing. It's not that we're trying to be rude. I'm an Aries, and it's not that we're trying to be rude. It's just that our mind thinks of something so quick, and then we say it quickly, and then we're on to the next thought. So it don't, like, you know, don't really take it personal, but it's hard, like, for a water sign not to take it personally or not to take it personal. Okay, so who else we got? What else we got? Sagittarius men. All right, let me see. What else about Sagittarius women? Sagittarius women as mothers, excellent. They are really nurturing. They can kind of, like, they're the one sign who could kind of do it all, but I don't feel like women should have to do it all, but if their back is against the wall and they have to, they do. I believe in a balanced home. Nevertheless, they make fantastic moms. They will run around all day, still come home, make dinner, read the children a bedtime story, put them to bed, be up in the middle of the night with them, be up in the next morning at 5 a.m. and doing it all over again. So shout out to the Sagittarius women. I love y'all 100 grand. They are some of the best friends you could ever have. I will always say that about Sag. Their hearts are so big. And again, I think that definitely correlates with the Jupiter and the expansion situation. And Sagittarius are sort of like, you know how, like, Jupiter protects. Jupiter intercedes for us. Jupiter intercedes for us. Jupiter basically intercedes to the gods for us, if you will. And that's sort of like what Sagittarius is. Sagittarius is that friend that's going to intercede on your behalf before you make a fool of yourself. Or they, you know what I'm saying? They're going to tell you what time it is. They're going to tell you what you really need to do. You may not want to hear it, but more often than not, it's what you need to do. Just be mindful of any bitter Sagittariuses, because they may be more inclined to give you false information. And it may not even be on purpose. It might just be that they haven't had enough experience to be able to guide you on certain things. Notice I say experience, not wisdom, right? Whole nother story for a whole nother day, because that's sort of a paradox in and of itself. So let's talk about Sagittarius men. Sagittarius men. Okay, where do I start? First of all, I am the daughter of a Sagittarius man. My father, he was murdered in 1986. So that was some time ago. But I have a lot of memories of my dad. My dad was a lot of fun. He was very intense. My mom is a Leo. Now, and I'm an Aries, all fire. We both have all three of us have North Node Leo, which is very interesting to me. And that means that we all had South Node Aquarius. Me, my mom, and my dad. So, I feel like this. Sagittarius men have a thing for Leo women. It's like they hunt them down. Like they have like a magnetic pull to them. So with that being said, and then Leo, Leo out of the fire signs is the most subdued. They're like, they're fiery when they have to be, but they're like, whatever. They kind of just want to enjoy life, read a book, and hang out in a bedroom somewhere, or, just, they like to be, they're another one, they like to be comfortable. They're the king of the jungle, king and queen of the jungle. So I feel like out of all three fire signs, they're a little more laxed in all that they, that they do. male and female, but that also varies. So with that being said, when they link up with the Sagittarius, the Sagittarius loves the Leo female for this, but they also loathe the Leo female for this, because the Leo female is just like, they cannot be bothered. They're like, give them a good book, give them a good movie, you know, if they're working on their hobby, or they can just get lost. Because you know what it is too? Leo women are just like on some other shit. They're like, all right, let me go. They go and they earn their money. They make sure things are taken care of. And then they just, you know, you know, you can kind of see that with fixed signs too. And fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. So we can kind of see that playing out there, where there is sort of a laziness to a certain degree. But anyway, Sagittarius is always on the run. Sagittarius wants to run wild, run loose, wants to have all these friends, expansive conversation. And it's not always, the Sagittarius males can't help but flirt, and especially when they're receiving the attention back, sometimes things can go, again, that's that Jupiter. It multiplies on what's already there. So if they meet a female and they're feeling that energy, then it's like it's multiplying. So what happens with the Leo female, let me finish that thought. What happens with the Leo female is that they can kind of, they're not going to be taken advantage of, but the Sagittarius can kind of push it there. They'll try to take advantage. And little do they know that the Leo woman is planning their demise, not even their demise, they're planning their escape from the Sagittarius. So, saying all that to say, Sagittarius men can be, you know, kind of intense. As I was saying before, you know, they like to be out and about and very social, whereas the Leo would rather be home reading a book. And they don't mind that the Sagittarius is doing it. But let's say that the Sagittarius comes home and that the Leo is not paying attention. And this can play out, and not just with the Leo, but I'm just using the Leo females as an example because of how they are, how they carry themselves, how they are in relationships. But I mean, this can kind of play out for Sag with other relationships too. So the Sagittarius feels like you're not paying them enough attention, or they know that they did some sucker shit and you're not speaking to them, and you may not even know what it is, or you might just catch a vibe and not know what it is. They'll get upset that you're not upset, or that you're too quiet. It's so funny. The cats run back like behind the window. And I don't even have cats. They're just random cats that run by. It's like, what's back there? So yeah. So with Sagittarius, they'll get kind of upset if you're, you know, because they kind of like to see your passion. They want to see like how upset that you're going to get about them, or like how hard you're going to fight for them. And the Leo is just like, okay, if you want to play that game, you're going to play it by yourself. So you can kind of get to stepping, or I'll get to stepping, but they're not going to be very vocal about it. The Leo woman is just going to kind of like walk off, or pack up their shit when you're not at home. Sagittarius men are some of the most passionate, most wonderful, most long-standing lovers. I mean, they are intense, but you better believe that they mean every word that they say. So even if they love you, they sincerely love you. But they might also love the girl that they got pregnant behind your back. You know what I'm saying? And this is not all Sagittarius. When a Sagittarius is well evolved and on the right path, they are very loyal, supportive lovers. I think a lot of the time, if you have an evolved one and they do have something else going on, because let's think about this too. If you have the Sagittarius mind, you kind of have their heart. But you need to have both. And the shape of Sagittarius too, if I can just say this sidebar, they're very much, you either have that pony type of centaur, yes, I said pony type of centaur, or you have the robust, thoroughbred sort of centaur. They're either really tall and thick on the bottom, or very shapely on the bottom, or they're short with that stature. Even the guys kind of, but they might just sort of have like a solid build. Not like a bull, like the Taurus per se, because if you've ever like hugged the Taurus, like a Taurus male, their body is just heavy. And with the Sagittarius male, just think of it as sort of like a horse. It's strong. If that makes sense. But then you have the females, sometimes they're shorter, and the males, they're shaped more like a pony, like half man, half pony. But anyway, so as far as Sagittarius males go, they do make excellent partners. You just have to get them when they are mature. And they give great gifts. They are, you know, sometimes you might just have to slow them down. But as far as intellect goes, I think once you have their heart, like they're already attracted to you, you have to keep up with them intellectually. They like to have a good time. So don't think that you can just deal with this person and let them always do them, because that's how they kind of get into trouble. They'll meet other women and get into other things. Or even if they're not meeting other women, they might be meeting other people who are not necessarily good for them, who entertain their bad habits and that sort of thing. So you know, you might want to, if you're the type of sign or you're a mutable sign, you might want to consider the fact that you need to kind of like merge with your Sagittarius, because, you know, just, you know, to be respectful of what they enjoy doing, and to assist them along the path of keeping their focus on the things above so that they can climb higher to what they need to do, because they can easily be sidetracked too. But once they have their mind focused on something or someone that they love, sort of having like an attached detachment will work with dating a Sagittarius. So nevertheless, my camera is running out on time. I will see you guys in the next video.